Intentional parents are mentally healthy parents. Do you want to be a mentally healthy and intentional parent? Do you care to know about what mentally healthy and intentional parents do? I want to advise you to watch this video to the end and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on the notification so that you will get more valuable content about parenting and your mental health as a parent. Now, when you turn on your notification, you get notified to receive all my valuable content. So today, let's talk about 7 things that you should never ever ignore in your child. Now, the first 2 of these points I'm going to mention will be for the early developmental stage of your child, and the last 5 of them would be the things that you should never ignore as your child grows on. Now, are you ready? Let's dive right in. Number 1, their quest for attachment. Number 2, their hunger hints. Number 3, changes to their behavior. Number 4, their choices of words. Number 5, their choices of friends. Number 6, what they enjoy doing. And number 7, and the most important of them all, who God told you that they were going to be. Now, all these points I have mentioned to you are valuable points that you should pay attention to. And when you pay attention to these points, you will be able to know how to parent your child the way you should parent as an intentional parent. Now, I'm going to go through all those points again and try to break down as much as possible what each point stands for. Number 1, when a child is still really young at their developmental stage from infancy to toddler years, they find a sense of attachment and a sense of security. And at that point, some parents think that their children are being too clingy. And when you begin to think that your child is being too trying to get most of your attention, you start feeling a sense of resentment because you have so many other things that you want to do. So you start pushing them away because you want to go back to your career, and you feel like, oh, this child is just disturbing me. At that point, that's the time you're supposed to pay most attention to about what the child is looking out for. Are they seeking a sense of security? Are they communicating something? At that point, you need and must not ignore your child at that time. Create a sense of attachment. Let them understand that yes, they can come to you as a safe space. They can come that, relating with you is safe and they are safe. So they need that sense of reassurance, and also need that sense of attachment, healthy attachment, not just the regular kind of attachment. And sometimes you need to understand that your child can be negatively and positively attached to you. So you must create a positive form of attachment for your child. Number 2, for mostly your infant babies who are still suckling and breastfeeding, you must pay attention to their hunger hints. And if you don't pay attention to their hunger hints, you might struggle with breastfeeding, and you might also struggle with feeding them right. Now, you start from infancy. That's why when I say that parenting is much more than just, giving birth to a child, people don't really understand. But you start from infancy to pay attention to their hunger hints. And as they grow older, the hunger hints actually changes and it becomes different at different stages. So you just have to pay attention to them, especially as infants, when they are trying to suckle, and try as much as possible to take the breast to them or take a meal to them at that time, so that they kind of create a routine around their eating pattern, and also they don't become weary of the meal when you want to give them at their own time instead of giving them when they're actually hungry. Just imagine if you're eating when you're full, or when you're eating when you're not so hungry. So your child, I say this, your child's behavior is no much of a difference from you as an adult. That's the truth. They are human beings, just that they are at a developmental stage of their lives and they need guidance. So they behave exactly the same way every other human being behaves. Now, the third point, which was literally about changes in their behavior. Now, changes in their behavior helps you understand if your child is safe or not. Especially when they start going to school and mingling with other children, are they being abused? Are they facing certain kinds of behavior that is putting them at risk? Is someone threatening them? Are they becoming more quiet than usual? Are they becoming more noisier than usual? Are they becoming different? So paying attention to those behavior that they are exhibiting helps you parent them better and helps you guide them. The fourth point, which I mentioned, is paying attention to the things that they say. If you notice that your child begins to use some certain words that they were not using before, you must begin to track it. Don't just throw it off and say, oh, you didn't used to say that before. Where is that coming from? You must kind of find a way to track it, to get to the root point of where it is coming from, and if possible, if it's a negative word, you must cut it. Even if it's a positive word, you need to find out, so that you probably send them there more often to create a sense of positivity around them. I hope that clears that. Now, the fifth point, which is also very important, is their choices of friends. Now, pay attention to the kind of friends that they keep as they grow older, because most of the time our friends influences us. And if you are doing the right job for your child and they are going out there to make friends who are actually telling them what another parent is probably putting in the other child, which might not be what you need for your child, you might now need to guide them in a way that makes them, kind of truncate that friendship, because you are the setting man over your child's life, whether you like it or not. You must be able to truncate it. When I was growing up as a child, my dad used to do that, monitor all of our friends, and I didn't really like it. But thinking about it as a grown adult now, I really appreciated my dad and my mom for doing that, because most of the time they were always right. They were right, because the truth is, some of these people that we are shooting with you, we're not on the same kind of frequency in terms of your value system and where you were going at the time, but just because you wanted to feel among, so you must be able to, whether your child is in alignment with it or not, be able to find a way to communicate why they shouldn't go out or be friends with certain kinds of people. Then the sixth point is what they enjoy doing. Now, helping your child when they enjoy doing certain things helps them become who God has created them to be, and helps them live out their true selves, and not just because some other person said they wanted to be a doctor or lawyer. Your child might be an artist at the end of the day, because you are glamoring about medicine and law and engineering. At the end of the day, they end up in a vocation that they were never called to do. So you must pay attention to what your child enjoys doing. It might be for the season, but it could also serve as a sense of like a platform for them to become who God has called them to be, or to become the purpose and the talent that God has instilled in them. So you must pay attention and encourage them, kind of create a recreational and stimulating environment for your child to be who and what they were created to be, not just to follow it. Even if your child say they want to be a writer, or they want to be a photographer, or they want to be a content creator, or they want to be something that is not what you think to be conventional, you must find a way to encourage that, if that is what they enjoy doing, and you see that they can actually become better if they are guided, and not you trying to instill or force something else on them, or try to get them to do what you didn't do as a young person. I hope this makes sense. Now, the last point, which is the most vital and pivotal of them all, is what God told you about this child. Whether you like it or not, for every parent, especially for my parent, my mom and my dad always said, you guys are different. God called you for this. I know for a fact that all my children are priests. I know for a fact that they say this all the time. And trust me, yes, all my life I'd always felt like, I'm not any way different from any other person. That's the way I've always felt. But growing up and now realizing some spiritual understanding, I now know that everyone is not the same. Not everyone is called after a certain pattern, and you must understand the calling over your child's life, and you must understand the purpose over your child's life, and that can only come as a parent. You are the set man over your child's life. You are the one who bettered that child. You are the one who knows about that child. So you must know for a fact what God told you. All your children have a calling on their lives, and you should be able to understand and guide them to becoming that purpose and becoming that person that God has said them that they were going to be. I hope you found this video useful for your parenting journey. If you've found this video useful, I want to encourage you to share this content with other mothers and other parents and other fathers. It would be a useful thing for them on their parenting journey. And I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you've watched up until this point. Give this video a thumbs up, and also drop me a comment, share me your struggles, and let me understand what your journey has been on your parenting experience. I do appreciate you for watching up until this time. Until I come your way again, it is my time here. I'll see you on the next. Bye.